I'm Fadi Hussein and you're watching Uninformed News on Fadi Daily. So today we're going to talk about Trump's 10-point peace plan with Iran, which he says is quite workable. Now, the best way for me to describe this is imagine you're buying a car, right? You go to a dealership. Here's what it is. I was going to say house, but I say car. Imagine you're buying a car and you go to buy this car and it's a 100 grand car, okay? It's a £100,000 car and you go into the dealership and you say to the geezer, yeah, I want a 100 grand car. And the guy says, yeah, okay, here's the deal I'm going to give you. It's £10,000 down payment. Okay, 10%, no problem. And you're going to have to make £1,000 payment every single month for 100 months. And you do the maths and you think, 100,000 for the months plus the £10,000. I'm paying 110k back over the course of however many years. Not a bad deal. I was expecting to pay a little bit of interest. But you're still not happy with it. You want a zero interest deal and you want to split the payments. So what you do is you give him the big dick energy and you give him a nice clip round the face and you give him a little bit of a slap. And you say, yeah, bitch. Told you what I want. I want it with no down payment. And I want to pay you £500 and I want to spread it out over 200 payments, okay? And the guy turns around and says, suck my dick, bitch. Fuck you, mate. Here's what I'm going to suggest now that you've done that. Here's what's going to happen. I want £50,000 down payment and I want £5,000 off you for 200 months. Worse offer than you started with before. And then you know what you say to that? You know what you say back to that? Yeah, that's not a bad deal. Let me think about it. Because that is exactly what has happened with America and Donald Trump so far. Let me break it down for you. Let me break it down in proper political terms. So America being the superpower of the earth. The American movies have made us to believe that they are the powers. I mean, they went to Vietnam, lost, but yet we still think they're powerful. They went into Afghanistan, lost. For 20 years they were in Afghanistan, lost, got their ass handed to them. There's people in the streets of the UK walking around right now with one limb. Sorry, they've lost a limb. Half of the people are off their head, off the rocker. Killed someone because they went schizophrenic. Half the homeless people were ex-military. Country didn't help him. None of this happened. All this backlash. Millions of people died. Lost the war. So lost Vietnam, lost this war, lost a couple of other wars in between. And they think they was going to go to Iran and steamroll them with the greatest military power that has not ever won dick. They jumped into Maduro, did a nice, decent backdoor deal with Maduro, got him out, shipped him to Panama, said he was arrested and put him in prison. And they then thought, this is us now. We're America. We're going to go in and start taking shit from anywhere. Bitch, times have changed. You ain't the greatest military power in the world. This is not Hollywood no more. You're not watching a movie. So not only have you shown your hand, the mask has fallen, that America isn't the greatest military power because a greatest military power doesn't push for a ceasefire. The greatest military power does not have wars for 20 years with no victory. A greatest military power doesn't go to Vietnam, get his ass handed to him, only to come back home and say no. A greatest military power doesn't have its own people protesting for anti-war. That is not a greatest military power. So up until that day, they were seen as the greatest military power, but not no more. They're getting fighter jets, getting dropped from the air. The military, the Navy that they said that is so the best in the world, we've got the best naval officers, where are they? Where are they? The Strait of Hormuz is closed. But you've got the greatest military, the greatest Navy. Go and take it back, bro. Go there and take it back. Why can't you take it back? There's no children in the Strait of Hormuz. You can bomb a schoolgirl, a girls' school, but you can't go to the Strait of Hormuz. Go to the Strait of Hormuz, get your Navy, You know, all these movies, these shows that we see, that America have got the best naval operating ships in the world. Go take that Strait of Hormuz. Go take it. How hard is it? How hard is it? You've got the best military in the world. Go and take the Strait of Hormuz. Do you know why you haven't? Because you can't. Because you're not as great as you thought. We've been sold a lie, and the mask has dropped. It's fallen for everyone to see. Not only that, you replaced their supreme leader with a more hardened supreme leader. Killed his family. You think that guy gives a shit right now? Iran's rating is through the roof. You made a not so popular country at one point, for whatever reason. Very, very popular right now. There's Americans in America, redneck Americans, who are in support of Iran over the US. Okay, there might be because they know that America has been sold to the Jews. They know that. They know that Israel has bought America. But nonetheless, they're supporting Iran in this. And you created it. Donald Trump created this. So it's absolute crazy that he went in there expecting to get a better deal, only to walk out with a worse deal. So let's talk about this 10-point plan in a little bit of detail. I'm not going to go into it too much because it's just bullet points. So guarantee that Iran will not be attacked again. Now, that's a big one. Before Iran was getting attacked, now it's a guarantee that you can't attack us. Okay, so you lose there. You lose. It's not good for it. That's not good for US. Permanent end to the war, not just a ceasefire. So technically, this could be the end of the war. This could be it, which means America have lost. Agreeing to this ceasefire has not fulfilled their objective of overthrowing the regime. So all these Pahlavi supporters that are saying, Iran, we want Iran, with the big fucking fake lips, are nowhere. You can't go back to Iran because this guy who's in charge is still in charge. Even more hardened than he was before. So you can't fucking go back to Iran. You didn't want to go to Iran in the fucking first place, holding this flag. How can you call someone a fucking king? In 2026, you fucking pieces of shits, Iranians, with your blonde ass hair, calling someone a king. Shut up. Make me sick. The true Iranians don't have blonde hair. They have black hair. You know, they're in Iran right now with a small beard. Not a big ass beard, a small beard Iranians. You know what I'm talking about. Anyway, next. End the strikes on Lebanon. Now we know Israel want Lebanon. They've been going heavy on there. So you've lost that as well. Lifting all US sanctions on Iran. So US sanction on Iran is basically that there's a couple of sanctions on Iran that, from top of my head, uranium to make nuclear weapons. This was always the thing that Iran have got nukes. Iran are trying to build nukes. Iran are trying to mine uranium. Iran are saying, fuck you. End that shit. We can do what we want when we want. Lift the sanction on us. You can't come and audit us every single time and pull some false fake news out and say we got weapons of mass destruction like they did to Saddam. They're saying we don't want that shit no more. We should be able to do whatever we want, lift all the sanctions. So America lose again. End all regional fighting against Iranian allies. Same again, lose. Iran would reopen the Strait of Hormuz. This would be great for America and the economy of the world because everything would kind of go back to normality a little bit. So that's not a bad deal, but it's still a better deal. It's still a worse deal than it was before. That's the crazy thing about it. Iran would impose a 2 million fee per ship. Again, worse deal than it was before. Iran would split these fees with Oman. Again, a worse deal than it was before. Iran would establish rules of safe passage through the Hormuz. Iran would use Hormuz for fees of reconstruction instead of reparations. So, and then there was another thing in there as well. I don't know where I read it. It's not on here, but it was the fact that they need to pay reparations for the war and the damages they've caused in Iran. Mainly being there was a couple of gas oil tankers and stuff like that they blew up. And of course the school that they blew up, which in this day and age, America are flying to the moon, but they can't get the coordinates right on a military base or a school. Military base or a school. Make that make sense a little bit to me. So here we are. America in the shit again. Don't know what's going to happen. Still early days. We'll keep you posted.